Hey, we are beginning another great week. Sister Colton here. Just wanting to walk through Lesson 12 with you and what we're going to be talking about. So, this week's topic is on family relationships and communication. And what I like about it is every semester when I come to this lesson, I can think of a different family member that I could strengthen my relationship with. So, I think it's a good thing to reevaluate your relationships with your family members and see if there's any that could be strengthened. Not necessarily, maybe it may not be a bad relationship, but not as strong as it could be or has been. And so that's major focus of this week. So I'm going to walk through the application activity to hopefully help prevent any errors or problems in completing that correctly. So it states here, you establish a SMART goal to help you in improving your family relationships. And so you will do that at your gathering. So it's saying use the work you've already completed and use the instructions ahead to set one SMART goal to improve your family relationships. And one thing is sometimes I get assignments turned in or goals turned in, which are SMART goals to help them study more or be a better disciple of Christ. And that's not the focus, so make sure that your goal is tied to a family relationship. So look at this paragraph. Consider the ones that you would like to change or improve, and select a relationship with one family member that you want to improve. And I like this last sentence because it could be a current relationship you would like to strengthen, or you do have the option to prepare for future marriage, parenting, or grandparenting roles. So maybe you are a parent, but you know in 10 years you're soon going to be a grandparent. Maybe you want to start doing some things to help prepare for that role. Or if you are just newly married but not yet a parent, what are maybe some things you could do to build upon yourself so that you're prepared in your role as a mother or a father? If you're not married yet, what do you want to do to be the future husband that you hope to be, or the future wife? And you could set a SMART goal there. Or it could be a current one, maybe a relationship with a mother, father, sibling, daughter, son, spouse. So, like it says, set one SMART goal for, you only have to have one relationship that you pick, like it says. A relationship with just one family member. So you set a SMART goal for that one family member. And I like this sentence because it should focus on your choices, actions, and resulting effects, and not the desired behaviors of the other person. So it's not, I have a goal to help my sister be more patient. Because then, like it says, you're working on the desired behaviors of another person. What is something you can change in yourself and that you have control over, that you have power over your choices and your actions? So that's why we want the focus. What can you do to improve a relationship with someone else? What can you do for yourself? And remember the characteristics of a SMART goal to make sure that it's specific, not just general. I hope to be closer to my brother. It's too general. We want it to be specific. And how can that be measured? How do you measure if you're closer or not? So that's why it's important to answer all of these questions when you download the template and then upload that assignment. So I hope that explains well. I want to, since we only have a couple weeks left, I want to just show you, double check your grades. Go into My Grades and then Grades. And I'm hoping, okay, if you'll see here, yours will look a lot better than mine. But look through and see if there's any that you have zeros on and why. Maybe you didn't submit it. Maybe you started a quiz but didn't finish it. And then email me with questions or concerns so that by the end of the semester you have all the things turned in that you've done so you can get credit for your work. Okay? And look at your feedback. Remember I did that video on the right side is where any feedback will show up. And lots of times if you'd read that feedback, it'll help prevent future errors that you're making. Okay, and let me know. Like I said, communicate with me. I am here for you. I want to help you. Email me and let's figure things out if you're in a hard situation right now. Last thing I want to talk to you about is your vocabulary quizzes, your vocabulary quiz with writing. So I'm going to click there and hopefully, there we go. One thing I want to remind you of when you're doing these, the quiz asks you to write sentences that use that new vocabulary word. Now you have this vocabulary list that gives you a list of all the vocabulary words for the week and their definitions. You review that list and then you take the quiz. And make sure, like it says, you need to take the quiz without any outside resources, including dictionaries, other people, pages in this course, or any other material. So that's why it's important to review the material first so that you're prepared to write a sentence about some of those words. And it will tell you ahead of time what the words are. So you just have 5 vocabulary words, and so study well what they mean so that you're prepared to put them into a sentence. What I want to emphasize, like it says in this note, it's okay to change tenses or make it a plural, but you do need to use the form of the word that it says in parentheses, such as if it's a verb, a noun, an adjective. Because this last week, one of the words was content, and as an adjective. Some of you may think it's a noun because content is a noun. So there's 2 forms of that word. One is as a noun when you say content. The content of the movie was very interesting. The content of that book taught me a lot of information. That is a noun, the content, the information. But if you pull up your vocabulary list for that week and you find content, you might realize, oh, I didn't know that it's another word. I just have heard it as content. It can be content, which is an adjective. It's describing a noun. Feeling happy with what you have, that you have enough and you don't need more. So you're satisfied. So your sentence needs to be connected to that rather than content. So content, we say it a little different and it has a different meaning. So when you go to write your sentence for content, an example is, I was very content with the amount of work I had done. That means I'm happy, I'm pleased. I was content with the money I was making. Or I was not content with the money I was making, so I decided to go back to school. Make sure you are looking at what form that word they want you to use for that word. Each week it feels like there's at least one that has different forms. That word can be used different ways. And so you look at the parentheses, it will tell you how they want you to use that word in your sentence. I hope that's helpful. And it can be hard remembering the difference between verbs, adjectives, nouns, and so you can Google anytime, what is a verb? And remind yourself that it's an action, something someone is doing. So let me know if you have questions on that. I hope that helps in the next one that we have. And if you have any other questions, let me know. Other than that, have a wonderful week. You are almost done. It is exciting to see the growth and the things that you've accomplished over the course of this semester. And I am grateful for this chance to work with each of you. Have a wonderful week.